768 people have been arrested since violence broke out in London on Saturday night. Police say most are young men, so why are they rioting?
Well, let's seek some answers from Daniel Snell, who founded something called Arrival Education after a teenager he knew was killed in a stabbing. It's a scheme which helps students from deprived inner-city areas. Gilbert Sabakaki is one of the people who's part of the programme. Also with us, Natalie May, whose charity tries to inspire young people through music. Good morning to all of you. Well, I think pretty much the same question to all of you. Why is it happening, Daniel?
Well, I think it's happening for a range of different reasons. I think there's a great deal of frustration, there's a great deal of pent-up anger, there's a lack of opportunities. However, I think we're all in agreement. You can't do this. It's illegal. It's got to stop. It looks like it is starting to stop.
Gilbert, you live in Hackney. You're 17 years old and you're at college doing your A-levels. Do you know any of the people who've been involved in this sort of thing?
Yeah, I know people that are starting to get arrested already for getting involved in it. So it's just really ridiculous that it's hitting so close to home.
Have you been able to speak to any of them about why they got involved?
No, not as of yet.
What do you think, sir?
I think it's really ridiculous that they're taking the opportunity to mess up our own community in this way.
Natalie, what about you? Because you're 22, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're born in London.
Yeah.
What do you make of what's going on and why it's happening?
I'm firstly agree with Daniel completely. So disappointed. I see myself as someone who represents the younger generation, and I was born in London. I've lived here my whole life. It's my home. I love it. I feel proud to be from London, and the fact that I don't feel safe, my family don't feel safe. My parents are calling me up in the evening, where are you, are you okay? And employers are suffering because of this. It's not acceptable.
Why do you think they feel that they can, A, should do it, and B, go and do it?
I can't comment on behalf of the young
Yeah.
people across the nation, but I can comment on behalf of the young people that I have been working with since January, and a lot of them do feel fear in the sense where they don't feel like they've got prospects or opportunities available to them, and sometimes they do feel like they're not being listened to, and that they don't feel that people are understanding them or their fears or where they come from, or what they're about, what they want to do.
Daniel, do you get the sense that these are young people who feel they've been left behind? They see other people succeeding on television, footballers, they see cheap celebrity, if you like, instant celebrity, and this is not to excuse it in any way, but they think, well, here's something we can do to get something back for ourselves.
Well, I think you're putting your finger on the zeitgeist, Bill, and I think that is exactly what's going on. People believe they have a right for something, but however, that's not how it works. And young people think that they have a monopoly on anger, but I think we're all angry now, and I'm glad to see it starting to stop. Let's calm things down, and it looks like it is, and then let's get people together, let's start talking, let's see how we can get out of here, because this can't ever happen again. What do you think, Gilbert?
Yeah, I agree with Daniel fully. Like, people are angry, people are upset, but the way they're going about showing that in rioting and destroying our own communities isn't the right way to show that. So it's right that they should be angry, but the way that they are acting about it is unjustified.
Okay, you talk about it being unjustified and that it's not right, but it's a big leap, isn't it, to feeling you're not being listened to and thinking that you've got the right to go in and take what you want. How did they come to that conclusion, do you think? It's probably maybe difficult for you to answer.
Yeah, that is difficult, but I think really it's a mixture of opportunists that saw all this anger and disruption as an opportunity to go and loot and to go and steal stuff, and really them not understanding how to deal with this anger and how to show it in the most effective way.
Natalie, you mix with young people, you work with young people, and you presumably work with mix with some of the sort of people who've been involved in this sort of incident. I'm just wondering how they spend their time normally. Well, what are their lives like?
Well, I've worked, the MAD Experience, the charity itself, I've worked with young people from all spectrums of the UK. We've been to colleges where you have to have 10 straight A's and take up at least 5 A-levels before you can get an interview. And then I've got a workshop in an estate next week, Tuesday, where half of the young people aren't in school. and they have behavioural issues. And I will say a lot of these young people, when I sit down and work with them and speak to them, they are talented, they have a lot to offer, they have a lot to say.
So are they frustrated because
they're frustrated and they don't know how to put that talent, they don't know how to put it across, and they feel like they're not being heard. And we need to, organisations, for example, the MAD experience, Daniel with Arrival Education, it's important that we are supported by the government, because what we're, at the moment, the MAD experience charity, it's self-funded. There have been occasions where we put our own money from our own pockets into our cars for petrol to get to these schools, to educate and inspire these young people.
One of the striking things is that they are very young. So
Very young,
literally children out on the streets. We know that 11-year-olds have been arrested. The police saying you should know where your children are as parents. Is there a lack of respect? What is it? Is it lack of parenting? What would you do?
think there's a lot of issues. I do think parenting is a part of it, frustration, the fact that, like you said, opportunists as well. There are some people that are just out there thinking boredom. It's the 6 weeks holiday. Some kids, I do not agree with it. I don't think it's acceptable. My family is scared. I'm not this is London. I've grown up here my whole life. It's my home and it's being destroyed. I'm not happy about it at all.
Daniel, we've seen though that there are positive things that can be done with the clean-up in several parts of London and elsewhere in the country, and you've got an event coming up later this week as well.
We have. Gilbert, do you want to tell them about what that is?
So that's basically an event to show that we're against the violence and about all the rioting and all the negativity that's going on. And it's this Friday at 1:30.
At the Central Hall in the Methodist Church at Westminster. It's called Not in Our Name. If you're involved in youth, if you are a young person and you want to talk or share a positive voice, we want to get all the key youth players in the space from right across London down there this Friday, talking about how to go from here. Let's park this, let's move forward.
A lot of thinking to be done there.
A lot of thinking, a lot of talking, Bill.
All right. All three of you, thank you very much indeed. Good luck with your exams next year, by the way. Thanks very much. Thank you.
It is coming up to 10.